Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I have had my channel for about 2 years or so, and I think I've really only done like maybe 1 or 2 of these kind of videos where you get to learn just a little bit more about me. I feel like you see a lot of my day-to-day life, you see a lot of just pieces of my life, but you don't really get to know the real me on a daily basis. So I thought I would fill you guys in on some things that you might not know about me that you might want to know. But before we get started, today's video is in collaboration with Wonderfully Allie. And Allie and I have been friends over, well, online internet friends. We haven't met in person yet, but she doesn't live too far from my house, so that is in the works. We did a collaboration a while back, and she showed like what she ate in a day as a flight attendant. And she has 2 little boys, so she is also a boy mom just like me. But once you guys are done with my video, head on over to her channel. I'm going to let her introduce herself now.
Hey guys, my name is Allie and I am so excited to be collaborating with Brittany once again. She and I collaborated a few months ago, so I'm excited to be doing this with her again. I am a mommy of 2 boys. I have a 6-year-old little boy named Alex and a 3-month-old named Luca. And I am a flight attendant, so when I'm not on maternity leave, I am vlogging about how I balance the flight attendant life and motherhood. You can also find some cleaning videos, some lifestyle videos over on my channel. So I would love to have you be a part of my community and just join me on this journey. So as soon as you finish watching Brittany's channel, head on over to my channel and get to know me a little bit better with my 25 facts about me. All right, thank you Brittany for letting me introduce myself, and I'll see you guys over on my channel. Bye.
So make sure that when you are done watching my video, you check out the link below and head on over to her channel. Check out her content. She has a lot of similar videos like I do, and then watch her facts about her and learn a little bit more about her and her channel. So if you guys are ready to get started on this juicy stuff, I wrote down 25 facts about me on my phone, and I tried to come up with facts that I have never mentioned before. Some things may not come as a surprise to you, but I don't know, depending on how long you've been watching, some things might come as a surprise. These are just completely random, all over the board, things that I thought up on my own. So number 1, I have never touched, held, or smoked a cigarette in my life. I don't know, nobody around me smokes. I've never had the desire to pick up a cigarette, and I've literally never touched a cigarette before. And same goes for drugs. But I feel like that's probably to be like assumed, because if I've never touched a cigarette, I probably haven't ever seen it. Yeah. Anyways, so number 2 is that I quit my very first job as a nurse. I was an LVN before I was an RN, and I had to work and support myself. And I think my ex-husband at the husband at the time had just gotten a new job as well, so I didn't have a choice. I had to work, and I was like fresh out of school. He was fresh out of college. And one day I was pretty newly, well, I was kind of probably in my 2nd trimester pregnant with Carter. I would spend most of my time on one psychiatric unit, which was mainly like PTSD. So I worked with a lot of soldiers, and not just, you know, soldiers, but just people in general who had a lot of PTSD, but also other issues as well. But they wanted to transfer me to the, I don't want to say craziest unit, but it was the most like hostile of the psychiatric units. And I was pregnant with my first baby, and I was just super concerned about what if somebody pushed me or shoved me, or just things that probably wouldn't happen, but there's a very small possibility, because I'd heard of things like this happening before. And I said, I do not want to go to that unit. Put me anywhere but that unit. And they wouldn't do it. The manager at the time said, you're either going to go to that unit or you're going to hand me over your keys and leave. And I don't think he thought that I was going to take my keys out and give them to him, but I did. I said, all right then, here you go. I handed my keys, I took my stuff, and I left that job. And I felt so empowered walking out those doors. I was like, I almost felt like a weight was just lifted off of my shoulders. Like, I think it was coming for a long time, but I just thought, you know what? I'm not happy, I'm not doing it. And I never felt better than when I handed those keys over and left that job. I got in my car, and then I freaked out because I was like, what am I gonna do now? But everything obviously worked out fine. I ended up going back to school to be an RN, and yeah, the rest is history. So I am not the kind to just quit a job. I would always give like a 2 weeks notice or like months long notice, stay a little bit longer if he needed me. Like I could always be persuaded to do that because I'm a little bit of a people pleaser, but I just had it. I quit my job. Number 3 is that I tend to be a little bit of a procrastinator. However, I always get what I need to do done. It never doesn't get done, and I usually feel like I do a pretty good job at it, but I don't work well under pressure. So I don't know why I wait till the last minute to do things. Maybe it's just because I'm really busy, but I am a little bit of a procrastinator. Number 4 is that I get car sick really easily. If you notice in a lot of my vlogs, I'm the one who's driving. It's because even 10-minute, short 10-minute rides make me feel sick. Like I will literally, we will have to pull over and I will either throw up, I need to get up out of the car. Like I get so sick and I hate it, but I mean, that's just the reason why I'm usually driving the car. Number 5 is that I am not an affectionate person. That is something that I struggle with. It is something that I'm working on because my husband's love language is touch, as I feel like most men's love language is probably touch, and I'm not a very affectionate person. I even have to work on it with family members, even with my kids. Sometimes I need to learn to be a little bit more huggy and touchy, but it's just not in my nature. I don't know why. That's just how I was created, and it's something that I struggle with a little bit. So I have to learn how to be a little bit better in the affection department. All right, number 6 is that I had OCD and anxiety as a little girl, and at the time I don't think I realized what it was, and I don't think that my parents realized it either, but looking back I know that's what I had, and I still have anxiety to this day. But for example, when I was a little girl, as far as the OCD goes, I would have to line up all of my stuffed animals on my bed, and I had probably like 15 of them. And when I left for school, I had to tell each one of them by name goodbye, or else I felt guilty inside for not telling them goodbye. I know I'm about to sound real crazy really quickly. And at night, I had to tell every single one of them by name goodnight, or else I felt guilty because I missed one of them. I would check like multiple times to make sure that like things were locked. I still do that, but I think that's just like a safety precaution. But I would know that I shut the door, or I would know that I locked the door or whatever, and I would continue to do it over and over. I luckily grew out of the OCD part. I don't think I'm quite as OCD now. My husband might say otherwise, but personally, I don't think that I am. And as far as anxiety goes, that is always something that I have struggled with, even as a little girl. I kept a diary and I looked through it not too long ago because I had it in my stuff, like of my stuff growing up. And I remember writing these things, but I had this irrational fear. My lighting keeps changing, you guys. It's like, can't decide if it wants to rain or be sunny outside, so I have to keep adjusting my lighting. So I had this irrational fear that something was going to happen to my mom. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if I heard a story of somebody losing their mom. I used to love to read Chicken Soup for the Soul, and some of those stories were really sad, so maybe that's where I got it from. But in my diary it said, God, please keep my mom safe. Please keep my mom safe. I hope that my mom's going to be okay. And it was like every day, and it was completely irrational, and I don't think anyone was really aware of how bad it was, but yeah, it was pretty bad looking back. Anyways, I still suffer from anxiety today, and I think that leads me into our next number, but number 7. Holy smokes, we are only on number 7. This is something a little bit personal, but I feel like it needs to be said and shared with a lot of people, because I've had this conversation with some people already through like direct messages or emails or in the comments below, but I don't know that I've exactly addressed this before. So I have been on anxiety and depression medication since I was at the end of my pregnancy with Cooper, and it's something that at first I was kind of like ashamed about, or just, I don't know, I didn't really want to talk about it, but now I feel like it needs to be said because I feel like so many people are in my position that I was in, and I just couldn't do it anymore. At the time, it was the end of my pregnancy with Cooper. I think I was like 36 weeks pregnant, and I called the doctor and I was just like, I can't, like, I just in tears. And I was suffering from pregnancy depression, and I went in and they put me on Zoloft, and I've been on Zoloft ever since. And I know that that's something really personal. You can have your opinions about that, but that is what has worked for me, and it can be genetic, and I believe that some people in my family have also suffered from depression as well. So I think the pregnancy just really brought it on. I experienced postpartum depression with Carter, but I also had a lot of other things going on that could have contributed to that. But the point of this is to say that I am on Zoloft. I have taken medication for depression, and if that is something that you are struggling with, I am your girl. I am here. I've been there, and I can answer any questions that you guys have about that. Number 8, I have very little patience when I want something done. I get a lot of questions on how I have like so much energy and stuff to do projects around the house, like paint cabinets or paint furniture or just stuff like that in general. I have a lot of people ask me that, and honestly, it's just because I have no patience. I'm not gonna wait for my husband to come home and take the cabinet doors off for me or help me paint them or paint furniture, because it's never gonna get done. I am totally capable of doing this stuff all by myself, and if I want it done, if I want to paint something, I'm gonna paint it right now. If I want to, well, I would say if I'm gonna go buy something, I'd buy it right now, but within reason. But I mean, if I want something done, like paint a wall, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna wait till my husband can help me or someone can help me. I just do it. Number 9 is when I was a little girl, I was obsessed with aliens. Like legit, I have a picture of myself dressed up as an alien for Halloween going like this. Or does this thumb stick out or is this thumb go? I don't even know. My dream in life, this is number 10, was always to be a stay-at-home mom. I went to nursing school at the time because I felt like I had to, and I did have to. I had to support myself. I've been working since I was 14 or 15 years old, and I had to get a job, and I felt like nursing would be something that I would be interested in, but my dream job was always to be a stay-at-home mom. Number 11 is that I do not trust people easily, or if at all. It is something that I struggle with. I am not proud of that, but after what happened with my first marriage, all trust for anybody went out the window. And it can be, it doesn't matter who you are, I will say, oh yeah, sure, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking it's gonna fall through. I can't trust them. That's definitely something that I am working on, and I think it takes a long time to really build that back up. Sorry if you guys can hear Cash back here. Jeff has him out there, but he loves to just scream for no reason. That's his thing. I told Jeff that he's gonna be our loudest child because he just likes to scream for no reason. So if you guys can hear him out there, he's all right. He just enjoys screaming. That okay. So number 12 is I hate going to the post office. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. If there's one thing I don't want to do, it is go to the post office. I think I would rather go to the DMV or something rather than go to the post office. The post office here, the line is like out the door most days, and they are slower than molasses, and I usually have to take my kids in tow with me, and I hate it. So if you're expecting something from me in the post office, I apologize if it takes a while to get to you. That's because I hate the post office so much. Number 13 is that I started shaving my legs when I was in the 4th grade, and honestly, I'm really intrigued to know, when did you guys start shaving your legs? Let me know in the comments below how old you were, if you remember. I only remember being in the 4th grade because I had just moved to a new school in the 4th grade, and we were sitting out in the car pickup line. We would like sit outside and wait for our parents to drive up, and this boy, I still remember his name, and I will not give that away, but I still remember, not that it really matters at this point, we were in the 4th grade, but I was wearing shorts, and he said that I had hairier legs than him, and he was a boy. And I kind of just joked it off when I was sitting there, and then my mom picked me up and I got in the car and I started crying. And I said, this boy said that my legs were hairier than his. And mind you, like, this is my natural hair color, like right up here. So I had like white blonde hair, and then it kind of got gradually darker, but I mean, at this age my hair was still like this was my natural color. So my hair on my legs was blonde, but I mean, if you can see from my arms, they are kind of hairy, but at night she let me shave my legs and she was like, okay, you know that once you start this, you can't stop. So are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. And since the 4th grade, I've been shaving my legs. So if you guys want to let me know how old you were, like, is that early? Is that normal? Because Sydney's in the 4th grade and I'm wondering, is she gonna come to me and say, can I start shaving my legs? And it just seems so young to me. So I don't know, you guys let me know. Number 14 is that when I was in the 7th grade, I tripped over the hallway doorstop. I think it was my first day of school. So I was in a new school, brand new junior high, trying to be cool, and I tripped over the doorstop in the 8th grade hallway. I was in the 7th grade. And my books just went flying all over the floor. I was so embarrassed, and I know one girl from junior high still remembers that. Ashley, if you by chance are watching this, she still teases me about it to this day, but it's really funny because I think she actually helped me pick up my books, but I was so embarrassed. Number 15 is that I have a serious obsession with popping people's backs. I can pop pretty much like any area of my body, my back, my neck, my fingers, my hips, my toes, my feet. I can pop like everything, but I like to pop other people's backs. And I feel like if I was a masseuse, like if I see somebody's back just like laid out, like if they were laying on a table, I would want to pop their back so bad. So I could never be a masseuse because I'd probably get fired for trying to pop someone's back who didn't want their back popped. It's like so satisfying. Does anybody else have this problem? I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I thoroughly enjoy it. Number 16 is, despite the fact that I am on YouTube, I only watch about 2 YouTubers regularly. I don't really watch YouTube videos. If I do, it's like in the evenings when I'm right before I go to sleep, or sometimes like I'll set it up in the bathtub like it's a TV or show or something. But other than that, I don't really watch many YouTubers. So I had somebody message me the other day and say that some YouTuber was showing their coffee recipe or something, and I had no idea who they were. So I probably need to get caught up in this world that I'm in, but I just like to live under a rock. Number 17 is that I overthink everything. If you can think about it, I'm gonna overthink about it. Like, it is irrational, and I know that I'm overthinking things, but I can't not overthink them. So number 18 is that on my right foot, my second toe is bigger than my left foot's second toe, and I am extremely self-conscious about it. I feel like I have like my right foot is my dad's foot and my left foot is my mom's foot. Number 19 is that I would consider myself an introvert. I don't like big crowds. I don't like big parties. I've always been like that. Even when I was in like high school, I didn't go to parties very much because it overwhelms me. It gives me anxiety to be in like big crowds with people. So yeah, I tend to like avoid shopping on Saturdays and stuff just because I get anxious when I'm in an environment like that. So yeah. Number 20 is that I have a scar on my forehead. You guys have probably seen it, which side is it on? Right here. And I fell off my mom's bed when I was a little girl and cut my forehead open on the nightstand. I don't remember it. I think I was probably like 2, maybe even 1. I don't really remember, but that is what that scar is from. And then I also have a 4 or 5 inch scar on my back like this, and it's probably bigger. It's probably at least 5 inches, but I had back surgery when I was younger, and I'm really self-conscious of my back scar, but my husband always says that he loves it. Number 21 is that I like routines and schedules, and I don't do change very well. Number 22 is that I love chocolate chip cookies. I will pick chocolate chip cookies over cake, ice cream, pie, candy, any of it. Chocolate chip cookies are where it's at. I'm not like a huge cake person for like my birthday, so I just would rather have a whole bunch of chocolate chip cookies and like stick a candle in it, and that would make me super happy. Number 23 is my love languages are words of affirmation and quality time. If you don't know what love languages are, definitely Google it. There's a book and a quiz that you can take on what your love languages are, and it's kind of how like you perceive love. So when somebody shows me, gives me quality time like my husband, or words of affirmation, that fills my love tank. And I think it's just really interesting to know like what other people's love languages are. So if you have the same ones as me, leave them down below. I think my husband's is touch and words of affirmation. Number 24 is that I am not a big beach person. I feel like it makes me feel disgusting when I'm there. Maybe it's just the Texas beaches because they're not really beaches, they're just gross. But I don't like going to the beach. It makes me feel nasty and sandy and sticky, and I just don't enjoy it. And number 25 is that if I could go on a vacation anywhere right now, it would be Italy. I would love to go on a vacation, just me and my husband, and spend like a couple romantic days in Italy. I've always just wanted to go. It just seems so beautiful, and I don't know, I've always been intrigued by Italy. Like I said, I'm not really a big beach person. I would love to go to like Jamaica or something, but if I could leave it right now, I would go to Italy, spend some quality time with my husband there, maybe make another baby. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video and you got to know me just a little bit more. If you have any questions or comments about some of the things that I said, let me know below. I will try to get back to you guys as much as I can. I got the link for Allie's video. I will have her link in the description box, and go check out her channel and her 25 Facts About Me video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I would absolutely love to have you here as a part of my YouTube family, and I will see you guys on my next vlog. Bye.